Thank you very much. Fascinating talk, and thank you very much. So, following on the copper theme, I'd like to talk to you about our if I can get this to work, our Empire Mine and, in fact, the company. So, very simply, we're AIM-quoted London-based company, North American focus, base and precious metals exploration and development. Interestingly, in geopolitical stable regions, and you can't get a lot more stable than Idaho and the Northwest Territories. We're in the right metals. We're in copper, cobalt, gold, silver, and at the Empire Mine at depth, tungsten. We've an experienced team. We've been around for a long time in the industry, well known to a lot of people, with near-term copper production and significant exploration potential. As an overview, we have the Empire Mine, and a lot of these slides will be very busy, so feel free to come. MJ14 is our booth. Come and collect more information and question us whenever you like. But basically, the Empire Mine in Idaho, central Idaho, we're looking at developing an open pit oxide heap leach SXEW operation on a brownfield site which has been in existence, in fact, since the turn of the 19th, 20th century. We're looking at cash flow from operations which will basically then drive us into an exploration program of the underlying sulphides. We have a skarn deposit, so we're looking to the open pit oxide to develop the skarn. We've just completed a PEA, April 2018, giving us robust project economics. And in fact, we're now embarked upon a BFS program with permitting commencing this year. And that's interesting that the permitting process has accelerated considerably in Idaho. We're also got two projects in the Idaho Cobalt Belt, 1,100 acres, very exciting, with gold in a gold project in Canada that we've just optioned, which is basically orogenic shear-hosted gold. As we said, AIM-quoted company. We've just recently completed an oversubscribed 3 million. We're looking for 2.5 million, £3 million funding, trading at a substantial discount to the Empire. We're trading at a substantial discount, in fact, to the project NPV from our PEA, and we've got significant exploration upside, as I mentioned. BFS underway. We've just started an aggressive 40,000 feet of drilling as part of the BFS program, basically designed to expand the oxide resource and also step-out drilling to look at increasing the exploration potential of the ore body. We have a potential major underground sulphide, as I said, with cobalt exploration commencing Q3 2018. So we believe we're significantly discounted towards other companies of our peers. We've got the high-grade gold deposit, and after a very successful visit to New York at the one-to-one conference there, we will be looking to get an OTC QX listing in New York later on this year. We have significant interest from the United States, the listings there. So basically the Empire story. It's a brownfield site in Mackay in central Idaho, and I'll go through this very rapidly. Idaho, fastest growing state in the US. Significantly, the Governor Butch Otter, has recently done a roadshow wishing to make Idaho the #1 state to go to in the United States. So much so, there's a new Office of Energy and Mineral Resources created within the governor's office, and that is hell-bent on fast-tracking permitting now. We've got a parallel permitting process going on. Instead of waiting for state and federal permission, you've now got a parallel process of working together. So the permitting in Idaho, as Midas Gold will testify recently at their Stibnite mine, is working extremely well. The mine itself in central Idaho. Originally, between 1901 and 1942, in fact, was the main production from the mine when the mine closed down because the workforce got conscripted to go and fight the Japanese, actually. And very high grades, between 6 and 8% mined in the underground skarn. Much of the copper held in the oxide was lost, and basically the last shipments that went from mine, interestingly, were tungsten shipments with the high-grade scheelite, stope grades averaging 4.28% WO3. Long section here, basically we are mining at this stage, looking to develop the open pit above the green line, which is mostly the oxides. Underground is the sulphides, and amazingly, believe it or not, in the modern history of the mine, no work has been done on the underground sulphides at all since the 1960s. We inherited 287 holes, in fact, in that area above the green line in the oxides. We've enhanced that as well as part of our PEA program by drilling a further 28 holes and increasing the resources. The underlying sulphides, the ore zone itself, between 50 and 150 meters wide, and we're finding more. But it's basically open underground in the sulphides in all directions, and particularly to the north. And again, lots of pretty photographs, but basically to give you an idea, Mackay itself is a beautiful area in the Rockies. So we did our 10,000 feet of drilling, did our metallurgical test work, and increased the recovery rate to 60% copper after 90 days. And we also staked 54 adjoining claims. We increased our footprint by we more than doubled it, in fact. Got our baseline studies underway, no hidden gremlins in there at all, no water issues. Did our studies on the mining program, heap leaching, SXEW, power, water, infrastructure, site selection for mine waste dumps, but particularly the heap leach pads in a mountainous area. It was quite challenging, but we've been very successful in that respect. So completed the PEA in April, now with the BFS underway. So we're at the moment optimizing our resources thanks to as I say, a 40,000 feet drilling program. So we look to extend our resources along strike also. So we actually have 5 rigs on surface drilling at the moment, 3 RC and 2 diamond drilling. We've got 15,000 feet of infill drilling planned, 10,000 feet of RC as well for step-out drilling to look at expanding the resource. And we're doing, basically looking at things like condemnation drilling, further slope stability drilling for geotechnics, and metallurgical test work. So we're well ahead on the drilling program at the moment with the target of completing the BFS Q2 2019. We're also have already been engaging people talking about construction financing options, and our trip to New York, as I said, was extremely successful as far as that was concerned. Rough idea of the claims as we stand. The original claims we inherited were the blue and the green. The ore body actually is on patented land, which is pretty convenient in that blue, but extends to the north into the horseshoe area, which is where we'll also site our heaps. So we've also got potential, as I say, below that green line, bulk tonnage possibilities for gold, silver, zinc, and tungsten. I think this is particularly exciting as far as we've got at the depths. And our consulting geologist reckons that we've probably seen maybe 5 to 7% of the ore system at this stage, possibly even less. We put 2 scout holes in to test structure, which were very successful, that went down 1,400 feet into the sulphide deposit and identified economic mineralization and skarn structure. And we have reopened the 700 adit, had a look inside, and we're very close to opening the 1100 adit to get actually inside the ore body to have a look. But that is secondary at this stage while we actually look at the sulphides. Very briefly, and as I say, please come back and colour us on booth 14. We have got 2 projects in the Idaho Cobalt Belt, which we staked at the back end of last year. The Bighorn project in the northwest of the Cobalt Belt and the Redcastle project in the southeastern portion, which abuts First Cobalt's Iron Creek project, 1,180 acres. And Iron Creek, US Cobalt was recently taken over, as a lot of you will be aware, by First Cobalt. We did a 1-month reconnaissance program last year to get our mapping sorted out. We will hit the ground running with our exploration program to identify drill targets. We may even, in fact, manage to put a couple of holes in back end of this season, but with a view to drilling off the targets. If I flip quickly, we did 49 grab samples, got cobalt in every single sample in our reconnaissance program. Pretty good grades, 0.31 in fact on Redcastle, but interesting high grade copper as well from the Bighorn, the northwestern. So we're pretty excited about that as we stand at the moment. As I said, we have a shear-hosted gold project in the Northwest Territories. Excuse me, about just 100 kilometers or so north of Yellowknife. 17 known zones, high-grade shear-hosted gold, of which 4 zones have been tested. 59 holes historically into it, with grades up to and in excess of 80 grams a ton. So that is something that we've got on the back burner. We have a 80% option on that particular property. So what happens next? Basically, we're looking to complete our drilling program, upgrade the resources, and basically optimize everything so that we produce a BFS Q2 2019. As I said, we've got construction financing. We've got offers already following our New York visit. We'll complete the Idaho Cobalt program. And one of the objects that we're doing at the moment is to expand our North American shareholder base. At the moment, we have the good citizens of Mackay, Idaho, who see 5 drill rigs trailing through the town, and they want to buy shares. So we're targeting an OTC QX trading facility at the back end of this year, probably October-ish. We've got a lot of interest, in fact, from the US in terms of investment. So we'll be looking to do that, and it gives the North Americans particularly a lot easier access to our shares. The investment case, near-term copper, early 2021 is our target, 8,000 tons of copper cathode per annum from a 2 million ton per annum open pit. We've got excellent infrastructure in place at Empire with a potentially very attractive high-grade copper sulphide underground deposit waiting for us to get in there. So the object would be to actually get the copper mine into production, the open pit, with a view to using that not only to pay a dividend to our shareholders, but also to reinvest in the exploration of the underground sulphides. And then obviously to push on with our cobalt projects at Bighorn and Redcastle. And pro-mining first world jurisdictions. Idaho could not be better. I get a plug in here for all the support that we've had in Idaho. It's been an excellent experience from the governor downwards with experienced management. And I think I've just managed to pop it in. So if anybody would like further information on what we're doing, and certainly our experience that we've had in Idaho especially, please feel free. MJ14 is our little booth. So please come along. It'd be nice to see you.
Thank you. Thanks, Dennis.